Alright, so the first thing I want to do in this lab is to add a new RDS session host server. As you know, in this course till now, we created a connection broker, a session host server, the web access server, and a domain controller. And now I want to add a new RDS session host server to complete the collections scenario. I want to create 2 collections and each one with one RDS session host server. So let's add one. So to add a server, the first thing you have to do is to add it to the collection servers you have in the broker here. You can see in the list we don't have our second remote desktop session host server. So let's add it. Just right click again here, click add servers, and let's search for RD R2 or RD2. And you can notice here, here's my server, my second server. Click add and click OK. And here it is listed now in my server collection. Now I'm ready to install the RDS session host role on it. So let's go back to our remote desktop services screen, and here in the tasks, just click on add RDS session host servers. Now let's select RD2 and add it to the computers and click on next. Alright. Now it tells you that you have to check to restart the remote computer. If needed, just check this and click on add. Very simple. I hope now you are familiar with Windows Server 2016 remote desktop services and how to manage and so on. Please, if you have any question, you have any suggestion, or you feel anything is not clear, please, I am here waiting for you for any question. I am here to help you. Just test me. I am here almost 24/7 to help you. Now let's wait a little bit for the installation to complete to continue our work. Alright guys, so here the installation succeeded. Let's click close. And as you can see now, we have 2 remote desktop session host servers are found in our broker server in the list here. Simply let's click on collections here. And let's create 2 collections. Click on tasks and click on create session collection. Very simple. Click on next. I will name the first one collection 1 and the second collection 2. For the collection 1, I will add the first RDS session host server. I will leave everything now as it is. I will configure it later. Let's uncheck user profiles. We'll talk about it later also. And now click create. And the collection will be created now. Just wait a second. And here we are, very simple. Now in the same way, let's add collection 2. Collection 2. You can add a description if you want. It's an optional parameter. Now add the second RDP session host server and click on next. Again, uncheck the user profile this, click on next and create collection 2. Very simple. Alright, so everything now is created. As you can see, we have 2 collections, collection 1 and collection 2. Let's open collection 1 here. And you can see in the host servers we have RDS server 1, and in collection 2 we have RDS server 2. So everything till now is fine. We don't have remote applications. We will publish them later in the remote apps section. So don't worry about it for now. In this scenario, what I'm going to do is I will create 2 groups in my domain controller, Active Directory, and I will say that the first group will access collection 1 servers and the group 2 will access collection 2 servers. So I wanna dissect my traffic, my RDP traffic, into 2 collections according to group membership. So let's do this. The first thing we have to do is to navigate to our domain controller to create the groups and the users. So here I am in my domain controller. Let's click on Tools and go to Active Directory, Users and Computers to manage my groups. Alright, I'll create a new organizational unit just to separate my work and organize it. RDs as an example. And now in this OU, let's create a new group, a new security group, and I will name this group Group 1. You can name it sales, department, whatever you want. It's up to your architecture. Now, just for example, it's Group 1. And in Group 1, I will create a new user, which is user 1. So Group 1, which contains user 1, can access collection 1. In this way, we can do things similar to make it easier to us to understand the concept. Let's add a password for user 1. Remove the checkbox to change the password and click on next. Finish. Now let's add the user to group 1. It is member of add group 1. I hope you are familiar with Active Directory and how to work with. It's very simple for now. We are not doing anything specific or hard. In the same way, let's add the group 2 and add user 2 in the same way also. And let's add user 2 to group 2 in the same way also. Group 2, and very nice. So now we have configured our user and the groups in our domain controller. Now we are ready to go and configure our collections to separate traffic according to the group membership. So let's go back to our connection broker server. Alright, so let's click on collection 1 now. And here in the properties section, click on tasks and click edit properties. Don't worry about this list of properties, we will cover it later. Now just click on users groups. Let's now add group 1. So group 1 is allowed to connect to this collection and remove the domain users from here. Now only group 1 is allowed to connect to this collection. I think the idea is somehow simple. It's not complicated. In the same way, in collection 2, click on tasks, edit properties, open users groups, and let's add group 2 and remove domain users. And that's it. Very simple. Let's go back as an example to our domain controller and try to connect to our servers. Let's open remote desktop client, MSTSC, and here is remote desktop 2. As you know, remote desktop 2 is in collection 2, so only user 2 is allowed to connect to this server. Let's click on connect, and I will use now user 2 to check if everything is fine. User 2 and click OK. Let's wait a little bit. And very nice. As you can see, user 2 now is connected and logged into remote desktop server session host 2. And here we are in my server. Let's close now the connection. And again, I will open remote desktop server 2, but now I will try to connect from user 1. This must not work as we configured user 1 to connect only to collection 1. Let's try this, click on OK. Very nice. As you can see, it shows the connection was denied because the user account is not authorized for remote login. Again, let's test RD1 now. And using user 1, it must connect normally. Let's test this. This is user 1. And click OK. And here we are, user 1 successfully logged in to server 1. So this is it about collections, and this was a small lab about it. I hope everything is fine. Please, I always remind you, if you need anything, if you have any question, I will be here to help you. Thank you, and see you in the next lectures.